Welcome to our Wednesday night call, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, every single Wednesday. This is our Medicare Madness call. And what we're doing this evening is a Medicare Supplement versus a Medicare Advantage Plan plus a Hospital Indemnity Plan. So we want to show you how to kind of pitch them, why one's better than the other in certain situations, and the other can be better than a Medsupps, for example. MAPD can be greater than that, subjective to the client, right? These are all depending on the client situation. That's the most important part, is what is best for our client. So let me go ahead and start up a little PowerPoint here. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully everyone can see it. If you can't see it, text me, but it's going live right now. All right, so go ahead and rotate that over there. Everyone can see my screen. I'm assuming so. If you can't see it, text me. Got my phone right here. Looks like no texts are coming through, so we are good to go. All right, so we see, one second. Yep, thank you, ET. You the man. Appreciate you. Let me go ahead and admit these other people. Okay, cool. All right, so Medsupps versus MAPD and Hospital Indemnity Plan. All right, so how does this work? Now, we did a couple calls, our prior calls. We've done one on Medicare supplements and kind of walking through those and how they operate and what they are, right? So Medicare supplement, basically what that does is it picks up where Medicare doesn't pay, right? Medicare pays 80% of your Part B, anything that's going to the doctors, right? They're going to pay a large portion of your medical bills. You're going to have a deductible that you got to pay, pretty hefty deductible, but you paid your whole entire life into these with taxes into this federal program. So you get to use it, but there's some gaps in the coverage. So a Medicare supplement, also known as a Medigap plan, covers those gaps, which is really cool. And that's pretty awesome for us to see. And we call that the Cadillac plan, right? Medsupps are the Cadillac plan. And then we have an alternative, which came out in 2003. It's called a Medicare Advantage Prescription Drug Plan, or an MAPD. And that's just what we call Medicare replacement. Okay. So Medicare itself isn't billed like it would be with the Medicare supplement. All that it is you got a private health insurance company, you got co-pays, you have co-insurance, you got deductibles, you use a network, and that's as simple as it is, right? So at its core, it's a pretty simple thing. It's like the health insurance that we all have right now, right? It's simple, it's straightforward, it's not complex. And all of this stuff in terms of videos and recordings and trainings, we have it on our websites, right? It's there. You can go in and start from the beginning to the Medicare 101 intro to what is even Part A and what is even Part B. But what these calls are designed to do is to break stuff down to the core so we can explain it to you and make it as simplistic as possible so you can explain it to your clients and make it as simplistic as possible for your clients, okay? Because confused clients don't sell. I say that on every single call. Confused clients don't buy, rather. Confused agents don't sell. So I say that on every single call, and I say that for a specific reason. And it's because we want to make sure that y'all are very well informed on any updates in Medicare. We want to make sure that you're well educated on this stuff. We want to make sure you're competent, because information that you have, education that you have, being competent, all equates to confidence. And the more confident you are when you're in the home, the more control that you can have, the more you establish yourself as an expert, the more that you establish yourself as an expert, the higher the probability that you're going to get sales. That's what makes a high level producer. You're not just a one trick pony going out there. Hey, all I can sell is just life insurance. Okay. Well, you're not going to make it, right? You know, it's very difficult to survive just selling one product, because you go in the home and you only have one opportunity and you strike out. Well, then you leave with nothing. Okay. And can you make it? Absolutely. You know, I did it for many years before I even got into the Medicare space at all, before I even did anything with health insurance. But it made my life a lot easier when I started selling alternative products, right? It opened up the door for me to not only just grow as a business owner, but to grow as an agent, right? And then take that knowledge that we now have and then expand it to other people. This business is all about longevity, and renewals keep people in business. Renewals are so incredibly crucial because there's highs and lows in this business. People get sick. You can become hospitalized yourself. So we need that safety and security in our life. If I die tomorrow, my wife has my book of business. She owns my corporation, and she is good for a very, very long period of time with hundreds of thousands of dollars of renewals coming in. That is safety and security. So with that said, Medsupps versus MAPD plus hospital indemnity. Sell either one, you'll be fine. All right. Now let's go into this presentation over here. So a tale of two cities. All right, let's start on the left-hand side over here. So just kind of follow along with the math and everything, and we'll go through it. So we have a husband and a wife couple. Okay. We have a Plan G, which is a Medicare supplement, right? The Cadillac plan of the Medsupps. And we have a PDP, which is a prescription drug plan that they use to get the prescription drugs. So pretty simple. When we look at that and we add up the premium between the husband, the wife, and both their prescription drug plans, okay, because they each have their own health insurance plan. Each one of them has a Plan G from whatever insurance company, Aetna, Humana, United Healthcare, Cigna, it doesn't matter, right? And then they each have a PDP so they can get their prescription drugs, all right? So the total premium between all four of those things is $325 per month in this scenario, okay? Which is an annual premium for the clients of $3,900. They're paying about $4,000 a year to have health insurance. If they don't use it at all, they paid $4,000 a year to have health insurance that they didn't use. If they use it and they have $200,000 in medical bills, they paid around $4,000 to not pay $200,000 in medical bills. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So that's why we call it a Medigap plan. Fills the gaps that we don't have. Next, we have a Medicare Advantage plan. All right. Here's the cool thing, right? Big difference here, right? The PPO plan, preferred provider organization, what that does with this specific plan, you can go in and out of network, not a problem at all. You might pay a little bit more if you go out of the network. That's with all health insurance in general. That's network based for mine, of course, as well. My personal one, and I'm not on Medicare, not yet, maybe. So the monthly premium on this is $0, which therefore, the annual premium is then $0. So they don't pay anything for the year. So the husband and wife combo here, $0 for the whole year. They don't pay anything. The other couple was paying what? $3,900. Was one better than the other? I don't know. Let's go through the math. So Medicare Supplement on the left-hand side here. Okay. And keep in mind, this is what you need to know as an agent. And then you take this knowledge and then you transmit it right to your clients. Hey, boom, I'm going to take this information that I have. Here's the presentation. Okay. You can watch this video. It's going to go on YouTube. So you get to watch this video, pause it, take notes, rewind. This is also in our training, broken down in depth. If you don't understand what a PDP is, right? Maybe you missed that part for the prescription drug plan and you want to know more, it's in the training, right? We have all this stuff in the training as well. So let's stay on this left-hand side here. Medicare Supplement. After they pay what's called a deductible, and y'all know what a deductible is, right? Your deductible, you pay a deductible before your health insurance kicks in. That's as simple as it is, not complex. So they got to pay $233 before their health insurance kicks in. But after they pay that $233, they don't pay a dime. When they go to the doctor, the hospital, ambulance, any surgeries, radiation treatment, there's no maximum out of pocket. Like they don't have to worry about anything. They pay their monthly premium, $325, plus an additional $233 per person, annual deductible. Okay. $3,900 plus another $466, $233 deductible per person, right? Not bad. Okay. So now when we look at the right-hand side with the Medicare Advantage couple, we see that they do have cost sharing, right? Left-hand side, cost sharing after deductible, nil, zero, nothing, zip, zilch, nada. Get it? Next, right-hand side, Medicare Advantage benefit. Left-hand side, look at the cost sharing. When they go to their primary doctor, generally it doesn't cost them anything. Or it can be $30 when they go see a specialist. Okay. Hospital. What if they're hospitalized? Somewhere along the lines, depending on state, depending on the county, right? $300 for days 1 through 6. If they take an ambulance, $250. If they have an outpatient surgery, $250. Radiation treatment, 20%. Add all this stuff up, we got a maximum out of pocket of $5,500. So as you guys may or may not know, with health insurance, there's going to be a cap on these plans these people can pay, right? So the maximum that they can pay out of their pocket per person, remember per person, is $5,500. It's 11 grand for each one of them. But it's a pay-as-you-go system with the Medicare Advantage on the right-hand side. If they don't go to the hospital, if they don't take an ambulance, if they don't have any outpatient surgery, if they don't get cancer and need radiation treatments, if they don't go to the doctor's office, they win $0. They don't pay a dime. $0, literally $0. You don't pay anything. But if you start incurring costs and radiation treatment is $100,000, that costs you 20 grand. Yeah, it's a nice check that you got to clip. But the $20,000, we have a max amount of pocket here. So it's 20%. But once you hit your max amount of pocket, you're done paying money. So the max that a client can pay with this Medicare Advantage plan is $5,500. That's going to include your co-insurance, your co-payments, and your deductibles. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. We hope you don't hit the max. We always hope you don't hit the max. All right. Now, as we said, left-hand side, annual cost, $3,900. Right-hand side, annual cost, $0, right? Annual difference, they're paying $3,900. Is that good? Is it bad? Not sure. How's your health going to be? So who looks smarter here in sickness and in health? If y'all are married, you made the vow, right? So let's go on the left-hand side here. What I did is I then decided to add in what's called a hospital indemnity plan. It indemnifies you from the cost that you may incur. Okay, so that makes sense. So my bills that I was going to pay for days 1 through 6 in the hospital, that's $1,800 that I was going to have to clip a check for, right? And the whole year, the most amount of money I could pay was $5,500 with my Medicare Advantage plan per person on that PPO plan. Some are less, of course, some are more. But the monthly premium now, when I add in that hospital indemnity, so I don't got to pay that $1,800 check, that $300 per day for 6 days, $1,800 per couple now combined, $55 per person. It's only $110 a month. So now our annual premium went from $0 to just the Medicare Advantage plan, and we bought something, right? Or you sold the client something that picks up where their Medicare Advantage plan has gaps. So let's go through that. Let's walk through that and how that works so y'all can see the math on it. Medicare Advantage with hospital indemnity, right? So the coverage is on the left-hand side, hospital, ambulance, cancer. We talked about all this stuff, right? $300 per day for 6 days. Ambulance, you got to pay $250, $5,000 for cancer, right? So the annual cost now, when we add that in, our difference is $2,580. So we're still saving on the right-hand side in terms of cost, right? When we add that in. Now, it doesn't mean a Medicare supplement's bad. Medicare supplement provides a lot of freedom, and it's subjective to each individual person. Some of our clients, a lot of our clients cannot afford $325 per month, and that increases annually, right? The cost goes up annually. So it's going to be subjective to each individual person's budget, right? That's what we need to know. So on here, okay, this is what's called a quote from GTL, Guaranteed Trust Life. Right now, as it stands, my favorite company for the hospital indemnity plan. Is it my favorite because it pays the most? No, it's my favorite because it's got the best product and it's the best for our clients. All hospital indemnity plans, they pay pretty similar. It's lower than life insurance comp. Get with your manager, get with your upline, and you can talk about the specific commissions on that, right? This call isn't a commissions call, but this is going to pay you well, and it pays you more money than you would have made if you weren't selling a hospital indemnity plan. So if you weren't selling it, you made $0. Now you sold it, you made more than $0. That's pretty good. I like that sale. So left-hand side, we're going to look at our husband and our wife. Okay. I put both of them on here. Whenever we do life insurance plans, I always will tell agents, always, 2 separate policies. What happens if they get divorced? What happens if one person dies? We don't want them on one policy. We're doing 2 separate policies for the husband and the wife. They each get their own. Okay. Things change in life, right? Bad things happen. But with this in and of itself right here, even if you do the husband and wife separately, they put it on one policy. So that's okay, right? They're still going to have their own cards. They're still going to have a policy number. So it's fine. Now let's walk through each of these blue buttons here. Okay. That I clicked and I highlighted 5,000, 5,000, 250, and we're going to match it up to exactly the gaps that they had in their plan. All right, cool. So let's say, for example, the number of benefit period days. What does that mean? That means the number of days if they were to be hospitalized. So in this example, it's 6 days they would have hospitalization for in their plan at $300 per day, or 6 times 300, $1,800. Their ambulance right beneath that is $250. Okay, so we're doing it husband on the left, wife on the right. Next, we have outpatient therapy rider. So the cool thing about the outpatient therapy rider is that it will pay them Say they get into a car accident and need physical therapy, $50 per 15 days, because you don't do, physical therapy nonstop. You might have 2 sessions per week. So 15 days of physical therapy. Then we added in our cancer rider, $5,000 cancer rider right over here, which adds another $15.74 in premium. Scroll down over here. We can add other stuff, of course, but I scroll down, outpatient surgical rider, $250 if they have outpatient surgery. I just had a client that had to pay $275 with her Humana plan, right? She needed something done on her wrist, outpatient surgery, $275 was a copayment. She looked at her hospital indemnity plan, which she didn't have with me, right? And we were looking at it together and she's like, yeah, this isn't going to pay anything, is it? And I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to. So that's something that's pretty important for our clients to have, right? Our clients are on a fixed income. If they're getting $1,500 in a month, $275 is a big check that they have to clip, right? That's a lot of money to them. So that's important for us to cover these gaps. So we're going to cover the gaps and I'll show you how to do it. All right. Left-hand side, right? We got our Medicare Supplement. Okay, look at that. They don't pay anything after that deductible. Zero, nothing, right? Next, on that right-hand side, we have our Medicare Advantage plus our Hospital Indemnity Plan. They go to the doctor, remember, $0. They don't pay anything for a primary. If they go to specialist, $30. I didn't see anything on the Hospital Indemnity Plan that says it pays for a specialist. It doesn't. It doesn't. But what it does pay for, let's look at this green right over here. Pretty important. Hospital, $0. Ambulance, $0. Surgery, $0. Radiation treatment, $0. Maximum out of pocket, $5,500, or now $0. So pay attention to how this has changed. Remember, this over here was $1,800 that they would have had to have paid, right? Ambulance, they would have had to have paid $250. Outpatient surgery, they would have had to have paid $250. Radiation, 20%. We got that all covered there. Okay. So the max amount of pocket now, they're covered. What was the bills that they were going to pay? They were going to have to pay 20% for radiation. They were going to have to pay $250 for an outpatient surgery, $250 for the ambulance, $1,800 for the hospital. If anything goes wrong, they are getting a check. The cash is sent to them. Miss Mary, we will send you cash check to you, $2,000. You go in the hospital, $1,800. Okay, you take an ambulance to the hospital. If you're going to be in the hospital for 6 days, more than likely you're going to take an ambulance. Would you agree? I'd agree. So it's $2,050. Okay, you go there. We are going to send you a check, cash, for $2,050. I always like to add a little bit more money. So what we can do is we can look at what it would be for $2,500 if you were to go in the hospital for that period of time. Okay, it's always better to have more than not enough. You see what gas prices are? Yep, I agree. So that's the way that we're pitching it. And we walk them through the presentation on it. I have videos just on hospital indemnity and explaining what hospital indemnity is. It's in the training. I got the videos just on Medsupps, just on PDPs, just on Medicare Advantage plans, right? So we can walk through all that stuff in detail as well, or you can tune into all the other calls that we have so you can see that stuff. So I think y'all might get the point over here, right? So why MAPD and hospital indemnity? So what we call it, it turns into a baby Medsupp, right? Medsupps, the Cadillac pays for everything. This is a baby Medsupp, or a Medsupp light. It turns an MAPD almost into a dual special needs plan, right? Dual special needs plan, they got $0 out-of-pocket costs for everything. What's a dual special needs plan? Great question. That's for someone that's on both Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare, health care. Medicaid, financial aid for your health care. Medicaid is through the state. Medicare is through the federal government. So Medicaid is going to pay any of the bills that are left over, meaning they got $0 costs everywhere that they go. So essentially it's a network-based plan and you don't pay anything anywhere that you go because your income's really low. That's all that it is. So with an MAPD, with the hospital indemnity, it kind of turns it into like a dual special needs plan. You get the Medicare Advantage part, you get the prescription drug part, you get the dental, the vision, and the hearing that the Medsupp doesn't come with. You get the over-the-counter, right? Now you get to order your Advil, your Tylenol, right? Lotion, hand lotion, hydrogen peroxide, toothbrush, toothpaste, denture cream, you name it, first aid kit, right? You can get whatever you want. And I think you get the picture. Those are macaroons. I don't know why I put them in there, but I will tell you I like macaroons, but only if they're good quality. All right, do what's right for the client and you will always win. Everyone's health is different. So it's our job to put the client in the best position. It's that simple. For some people, the Medsupps might be the best, but for some people, it doesn't matter what the best is because you can't afford it, right? You could have a 750 BMW, and that might be the best of that class of that size vehicle. But if you can't afford it, well, obviously it's not the best for you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we got some questions here. I'm going to take this off the PowerPoint here and let me go ahead and hit stop share. We got some questions over here. So screen sharing is now ended. The PowerPoint's still up on my screen. Let me get rid of that. Alrighty. So we have some questions in here. If you got any questions too, feel free to raise your hand, and that way, or you hit raise hand on the computer, maybe star two, something like that. I don't know. Now let's go to it over here. Renee, is that $50 per 15 days per day, or $50 each? Yeah, $50 each day. $50 for 15 days. Each day you're going to use $50 because the copayment for a physical therapist, that type of specialty, or occupational therapist or speech therapist or a chiropractor, that cost is going to be, you're going to have a copayment for that, $25, $35, $40, whatever it is. The plan gives $50 cash per visit for 15 visits or 15 days that they go to visit the clinic, right? So they're going to get $50 in a cash, right? As long as it's verified with whoever they're going to see. For the hospital indemnity plan, the number of benefit days doesn't change the premium. Why wouldn't I just put the highest number? It does. 100% does change the premium. Absolutely does change the premium. So I'm not sure what you're looking at there, but I can indeed walk you through exactly what you're looking at. I don't know where you were. If you want to elaborate on what you're looking at there, I can go ahead and see if I can help you out and walk through it. So let's do a little screen share real quick.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I was just I was playing around with the GTL hospital indemnity plan, and for some reason when I changed the premium, not the benefit period, it wasn't making any difference on the premium. If you could show me where it changes it, I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. What state are you in?
Georgia.
Cool. All right. Let me go ahead and do it. I'm going to screen share, and that way you can see it. 1 second. All right. So we're going to share screen 2. All right. Monitor 2 is up and rolling. Everyone can see it. Steven, in the group chat, give me a thumbs up. Tell me you can see my screen. That way I know you can see it. Sounds good. Looks good. Everyone can see it. I hope so. All right. So let's go ahead and see over here. GTL, right-hand side, or for you guys, it's right on your screen. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you. You're the man. So let's go ahead and do, we'll put mine in over here. We're going to go male, born in, it's guaranteed issue from ages 64 and a half to 68 now for this product. What does that mean? Guaranteed issue means that they're automatically approved. So that's really awesome. Well, we got July 4th coming up. Let's say that they're born on the day of the fireworks. All right. So we got Georgia in here. Let's go to Georgia over here. Let's see that. Let's go ahead. We can change the effective date. So remember, the effective date is the date in which the policy is not drafted, the date in which the policy begins. The effective date has to be within 2 weeks of when the draft date is. So a little confusing because life insurance, it's like, oh, the effective date is the same date as the issue date, right? Yeah. Yep, that is true, but not with this specific product. So we got Georgia here. Let's go through it real quick. Name of the product, top one right here, Advantage Plus and Advantage Plus Elite. Let's go ahead and click that. So what we have over here is we got the number of benefit days. So we're going to change that. So what it might have been is that you might not have made the adjustment, or it just didn't load on your screen. So what happens here is that it should load, and then it'll change it right here. So whenever you do number of benefit days and you change it to 6, right? It's not changing. It's still 2517 because you change it to 6 and it reset. See, it's back at 0. So it'll reset it. So it's still going to say 2517, or the total premium 2685. So now let's go back there. So it's 2517. Go ahead for 350, and then it'll just load and it'll reset itself. Now it's 2737. So you go ahead, add in that ambulance rider, $250, add in our outpatient therapy, right? Add in that 5,000 for the cancer, critical accident rider. They die in an accident, right? An additional $5,000 for the family if they pass away in an accident. These plans have beneficiaries. Someone dies, they need to get the money, right? If they were in the hospital, total plan premium, $58.38. So it kind of just adds everything on up here for you, plus the policy fee of $1.68, which is monthly. Doesn't have any impact on anything you do or anything you're quoting with the client. It's completely irrelevant for the client. So that's the same thing with life insurance. Every single life insurance policy has a policy fee. All right. So that answers that question over there. Who else has some questions over here that we might have? Raise hand, or where's Mike? Let me see if Mike's on. Tina's mic on? I don't see him. He may or may not be on. I'm not sure if Mike is on right now. I know he was driving back. He was me with the client, picking up an annuity check. That's what I'm talking about, writing some business right there. So that's basically the presentation on what I look at whenever I'm doing a hospital indemnity. But yeah, of course. So basically, whenever I'm doing a presentation with a client, right, it's a needs analysis. Essentially, I need to figure out, based on their income, because when clients are going into their retirement years, they're on a fixed income. Okay. So you're on a fixed income, you can only afford so much, which is why when we're selling a life insurance product, budget's the most important thing. Colton had an agent that was on the phone today, and the $76 a month policy didn't work, right? So it's better to start high and work your way down. So we were able to find where they could afford it. We ended up still getting a $50 app by just doing some simple third-party validation, and it was awesome and it worked out great. So with our clients, we need to kind of figure that out and what their budget is. This type of presentation is an explanation for you as agents to understand how it works for a Medicare supplement versus an MAPD with the hospital indemnity. And you got to tell your client, hey, you know what the reality is, that this MAPD plan works when it's designed the way that I design it for you. Okay. If it's not designed the way that I design it for you, you could have a lot of money in medical bills. And the reality is, Miss Mary, you're on a fixed income. $2,000 is a lot of money. In fact, that's the size of most people's Social Security checks. So is it paying the medical bills, paying rent, utility bills, cable bill, paying for your cell phone, paying for your car insurance, eating is pretty important as well, or medical bills? Or you could pay this small check, okay, for $55 a month. And if you get cancer and it pays you $5,000, 55 divided by 5,000, that's 90 months that it paid for itself. 90 months divided by 12, it paid for itself for 7.5 years. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, we were selling our average premium, these ones, which is like 30, 40 bucks a month. And Miss Mary has an $1,800 out of pocket for going to the hospital, plus that $250 for the ambulance, divided by, let's say it's a $35 a month premium. The plan is now paid for itself for 58 months with the hospital indemnity plan, or about 5 years. So for the clients, it's a simple math problem. And what really invokes, because all insurance sales in general, right, when you're selling something that's based on a premium, is invoked on emotion, right? We need to invoke the emotion to get the sale. That's just inherent, whether it's life insurance and the two burdens pitch, or it is talking about the health insurance and how they know someone that went bankrupt because of all the medical bills that they had, right? That is killer. And it happens to people all the time. It's very difficult for a family to go through major health issues without having some type of good quality of health insurance, right? You may still have out-of-pocket costs. Your deductible might be $7,000. And once you hit the deductible and it's $7,000, at least you don't have to pay anything anymore if your plan's designed that way, right? So you could still have a high deductible plan. In fact, many of us on this call, if you're a health insurance agent, okay, and you have an HSA, a health savings account, or something equivalent to that, where you can contribute money to it, right? Let me walk you guys through real quick what I have for myself personally. Okay. I have what's called an HDHP, high deductible health plan. Okay. This is for me personally. Why do I have a high deductible health plan? Because I have what's called an HSA, which is a health savings account. So I'm pretty healthy, right? I don't really go to the doctor unless I really need to. I take my son, who's 2 years old, to the doctor more frequently than I ever go for myself. My wife never gone to the doctor. She don't go to the doctor either. We're pretty healthy, right? So I have a high deductible health plan. I contribute to what's called an HSA, a health savings account, which is kind of like an IRA. If I don't use the money, it sits there and it grows, right? It's going to grow. It's going to continue to grow. And I get to take a tax deduction at the end of the year. That's pretty cool. So if I put $7,000 in that account, I can deduct that $7,000. But if I don't, right? If I don't ever use it, it's going to just continue to grow. But if I do need to use it, my high deductible health plan of $7,000 deductible, and I put $7,000 in there and I deducted $7,000 against my income, right? I have a debit card that's hooked up to my health savings account that I can go swipe, right? Go swipe it if I use it for any medical bills. And the IRS is the one that determines what bills qualify, not me. Would you sell a hospital indemnity plan with a 5-star? Yeah. So a 5-star MAPD plan, these are ratings given for things such as like customer service, right? How well does the plan pay? These are ratings that come from the client. So a 5-star plan and a star rating of the plan has absolutely nothing to do with their co-payments, their co-insurance, and their deductibles, right? And that's a good question, right? And let me show you why. I'm going to pull up Sunfire real quick so y'all can see exactly why. Let's do a little screen share real quick. Screen share 2, boom, view contact. Y'all should be able to see my screen. Let's go to quote here. View all plans. Here's a plan over here. Doesn't matter if they have a 5-star or not. There you go. There's a 5-star. So we got a 5-star and 7507. Okay, so that's my area. That's around where I live. So we got a 5-star plan here. All right, let's go ahead and check that box right there. Let's go to another really good plan. Let's go to the Humana Gold Plus. Boom, we got that one. All right, I'm going to compare these two. This one's a 5-star plan. This one's 4.5 stars. Let's scroll down. How much is the ambulance cost? $265, $265. How much is it for chiropractic visits? $20, $20. How much is the dental? $1,500, $2,000. This is the 5-star plan on the left-hand side. Diabetic supplies, same for every plan. Out-of-pocket costs, doctor office visits, PCP, primary care physician, your primary doctor, $0, $0. Specialist, $20, $20, right? As you can see, they're pretty much the same. What the difference is how the clients vote for the plan itself, right? They say, hey, this plan's got the best customer service. Okay. So sometimes our seniors get confused if they don't understand someone when they call into customer service on the phone, and that frustrates them. And very quickly, do they cancel? Rule number 1, never give your client a reason to cancel. Who do they call when they think about insurance? You. Why? Because your marketing is all over their house, because you send them out cards all the time. Thank you cards, birthday cards, holiday cards, right? On the refrigerators, your magnet, your face on that magnet on the refrigerator. Inside the folders, the leave behinds, the marketing material, they got a paper card, right? They should have a paper card inside their wallet too. Then they get that thank you card in the mail, handwritten by you a couple days later, because you got home, you went home, and at nighttime, you wrote up your thank you cards, right? And the client loves it. They're like, thank you for sending me this. I handwrite it on the back. I send it out to them that night when I get home. Makes me more. There's a lot of people in this industry, when they go out there, they leave absolutely nothing, right? And when they leave, the client's thinking, is this a scam? I don't know what it is. They didn't leave anything behind. They didn't tell me who the insurance company was. Kind of sketchy, a little bit weird. You know, they don't use email. Most of our clients don't use email. They like stuffed paper copies. I like stuffed paper copies too. There's nothing wrong with that, right? So when you don't have any leave behinds, right, it doesn't really solidify you as an agent, you know, or the quality of the individual. We want to have the best quality agents, right? And you want to solidify yourself as a legitimate business owner, legitimate insurance agent, right? So everything that you can do to do that, by all means, do it. All right. More question, raise hands, questions, concerns, comments. Do you understand how to compare the two? If you don't understand how to compare the two, that's absolutely fine. We got the video, we got this recording. You can pause it, play it back. If you don't even know what a Medicare Advantage plan is, yeah, there's definitely some stuff that we'll need to walk through on that. I'll spend some time with you. You know, just send me a personal message, text me, email me, call me, whatever it is. We could schedule a time. If it's not at the level of importance for me, whenever it comes to agents, If you are in a home with a client, that is a number one priority. I could be on the phone with the president of the company. I don't care who it is that I'm on the phone with. If you are in the home with a client, there's nothing more important to me than fielding that call and making sure you get the service that we as an organization promise you that you are going to get. If we do not honor our word, right, then what are we? Right? There's no quality to the individuals that we are. It's our job. It's our obligation. It's our responsibility to do that. In fact, you pay us to do that. How? You make all the money. We don't take any meat off the bone from you, but we collect an override, right? So make us earn that override. People shouldn't just make money on you for doing nothing. That's not helpful. That doesn't help you at all, right? So our whole back office, our accounting department, legal department, compliance department, we have a whole contracting department, right? Lead coordinators, marketing division, right? There's a lot that goes into it for the back office to make sure that you guys get the support, the training that you need. Every single Wednesday night, I love doing these calls. Yes, I'm not downstairs with my family. That's fine. There's sacrifices in life that you have to make to grow a really healthy business. To be able to spend time with your family, there's certain things that you have to be willing to do. And you don't have to sacrifice it at the expense of not watching your children grow up, right? Or for many of you that have children, maybe you're getting grandchildren, who knows, right? But I'm building a better legacy, a better future by being the best individual that I can be, and I'm doing the right thing. So if you don't have any other questions, I appreciate everyone for joining this evening. Hope you all got some value out of it. And if not, down, set, hut. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Monday evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Monday, final expense training call. And on Wednesdays, that's the Wednesday Medicare Madness, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Wednesday, every Monday, training calls, morning training call every morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Other trainings, Tim, just shoot me a text and I'll be talking to y'all soon. Thank you.